My question is, and we'll dive in more on other things, but my question for now is, what is the thinking, given that we started with the premise of the voters did know and vote overwhelmingly that they were making this cannabis legal to use recreationally. What is the thinking behind the increase in criminal penalties for passing a joint, or for, and making that trafficking, or for being a passenger in a car and using it, right? We have penalties certainly for having an open container in a car, for alcohol, that don't come anywhere close to the criminal penalties in here. So what is the thinking behind the recriminalization elements of this bill, when I think we all know that voters knew one thing for sure: they were voting to legalize the recreational use of marijuana?
Through the chair to the representative, I think the campaign for issue 2 was literally called "Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol." So I think with regard to criminal offenses relating to transportation, having it in the vehicle, how you can use it in the context of a vehicle, I think the bill kind of comes close to mirroring what we have in the alcohol law, right? We don't have open container. You also can't have open packages of marijuana that you purchase. So that's how we know that you're not using the product in the car. So I think that's number one. Number two, I think once you get into this space, there is just naturally, if you're going to say something can or can't be done, there has to be a consequence to that. And if you don't have a consequence to that, there's really no enforceability to the regulation. I think also we are kind of coming into this from the House side, having kind of, in my view, kind of ceded to the Senate, most of the ground on this for 2 years. And so now we have a process where, they've passed bills that have certain provisions in here. A lot of, some of the provisions of House Bill 160 are taken from the bills that have passed in the Senate. So I think it's more just legislative reality of, if we're going to get a bill through both chambers, we need to incorporate some of what both chambers have wanted to see, even if those may not be things that necessarily animate me personally.